boys and girls. I thought today would be a fun day to do a sticky story. And I know a couple of weeks ago we took a vote, and some of you voted for the Three Little Pigs, which was the one that we did. And the one that got the second most votes was the Three Billy Goats Gruff. So we're going to do that sticky story today, and I hope you'll join in because I'm going to need you to help me do some of the characters in our story. So here we have our sticky board, and before we start any story, we have to think about where this story takes place, and that's called the setting of the story. So if we think about the Three Billy Goats Gruff, and I think most of you remember the story and where it takes place, kind of takes place in the mountains and in the forest too. So we're going to start the story on this side where the Billy Goat Gruffs live. So we know that they like to live, and old billy goats like to live high up in the mountains. So we're just going to put some rocks up here, and maybe another little rock down here. And that's where the billy goats are going to live. Straighten that out. Then on the other side of the bridge, we know it's going to be some apple trees, and can't forget the pink poppies. And some white flowers, and all yummy things that grow in the woods. So now that we have our setting, we need to introduce our characters. So of course we have the Three Billy Goat Gruffs. We have the biggest Billy Goat Gruff, we have the medium Billy Goat Gruff, and we have the littlest Billy Goat Gruff. And they're up here on top of the rock. Then of course we have our troll. And the troll, we're going to put the bridge right here, because the bridge is how we get from one place to another. And usually bridges will be over water, and sometimes it could be over land, just to help us get from one place to another. But here is our bridge. And of course, living underneath the bridge, the troll. We're going to put him here. So now we're going to get ready to begin our story. And there's going to be some parts of the story that I'm going to need you to help me with. And it's when the billy goats cross the bridge. And depending on who's crossing, the biggest, the middle, or the smallest will depend on the sound that we make. So when we make the trip, trop sound, let's do it for the littlest one first. It's going to be kind of a quiet trip, trop, trip, trop, trip, trop. And then for the medium one, we'll get a little bit louder. Trip, trop, trip, trop, trip, trop. And then, of course, for the biggest Billy Goat Gruff, he's going to make the most noise crossing the bridge, and this is how it's going to go. Trip, trop, trip, trop, trip, trop. So when the Billy Goats get ready to cross the bridge, I need you to help me make that sound so when they cross the bridge. All right, here we go. Once upon a time, a very long time ago, way high up in the mountains, lived three Billy Goat Gruff brothers. There was the biggest Billy Goat Gruff, and the medium Billy Goat Gruff, and the smallest Billy Goat Gruff. And they lived high up in the mountains where they loved to live. And after staying there for a long time, their side of the mountain kind of ran out of food. There was no more apples to eat, no more pink poppies, no more white flowers, no more grass to nibble on. So they knew they had to get to the other side of the bridge where all the good stuff was growing. But they had a problem. Because in order to cross that bridge, they had to get past the troll. And living under that bridge was the meanest, the ugliest, the stinkiest troll you'd ever want to meet. So the Three Billy Goat Gruffs had to come up with a plan. So they came down from the mountain, and they came up with a really good idea. So in order to cross the bridge to get to the other side, the littlest Billy Goat Gruff went first. So he came down the mountain and got to the edge of the bridge and began to cross. Ready? Trip, trop, trip, trop, trip, trop, trip, trop. But just as he got to the middle of the bridge, out from underneath jumped the meanest, the ugliest, the stinkiest troll you'd ever meet. And he shouted, "Who's that trip-tropping across my bridge?" And the little Billy Goat answered, "It is just I, the littlest of the Billy Goat Gruffs, and I want to get to the other side just to eat some apples. Oh, please let me cross." "Oh no," said the mean old troll. "I'm not going to let you cross that bridge. I'm hungry, and I'm going to gobble you up for dinner. "Oh, you don't want to eat me," said the littlest troll. "My medium brother is right behind me, and he's much bigger than I, and much more delicious." Said the troll. "All right then, I'll let you cross my bridge to the other side, but when your brother comes, I'm going to gobble him up." So the troll jumped back underneath the bridge, and the littlest billy goat continued to cross. Ready? Trip, trop, trip, trop, trip, trop, trip, trop, until he got over to the apple tree and began to enjoy the delicious apples that were growing in the tree. And just as they had planned, the medium billy goat came down from the mountain, and he stood on the bridge and began to cross. Ready? Trip, trop, trip, trop, trip, trop, trip, trop. But just as he got to the middle of the bridge, out from underneath jumped the meanest, the ugliest, the stinkiest troll you'd ever meet. And he shouted, "Who's that trip-tropping across my bridge?" "It is I, the medium billy goat Gruff, and I want to cross the other side to enjoy some pink puppies with my brother." "Oh no," said the troll, "I let your little brother cross, but I'm going to gobble you up for dinner." "Oh, you don't want to eat me," said the medium billy goat. "My brother is right behind me, and he is much bigger and much more delicious than I." Said the troll. "All right, I'll let you cross, but when your brother comes, I'm going to gobble him up for dinner." And the troll jumped back down under the bridge, and the medium billy goat continued to cross. Ready? Trip, trop, trip, trop, trip, trop, trip, trop, until he got to the other side where his little brother was, and he began to enjoy the pink poppies. And just as they had planned, the biggest billy goat Gruff came down off the mountain, and he got to the beginning of the bridge and began to cross. Ready? A little bit louder. Trip, trop, trip, trop, trip, trop, trip, trop. And just as soon as he got to the middle of the bridge, sure enough, out jumped the meanest, the ugliest, the stinkiest troll you'd ever meet. And he shouted, "Who's that trip-tropping across my bridge?" "It is I, the biggest billy goat Gruff, and I want to cross this bridge to get to the other side to have food with my brothers." "Oh no," said the mean old troll. "I let your little brother go by. I let your medium brother go by. But you, the biggest billy goat Gruff, I'm going to gobble you up for dinner." "Oh, is that right?" said the biggest billy goat. And with that, he dropped down his head, charged at the troll, and boom, with his horns, knocked the troll up into the air, down past the bridge, splashed into the water, and the troll swam away, never to be seen again. And the biggest billy goat Gruff began to go across the bridge again. Ready? Here goes. Trip, trop, trip, trop, trip, trop, trip, trop. And he joined his brothers on the other side for some delicious apples, some pink poppies, and some white flowers. And the three Billy Goat Gruff brothers lived happily ever after. So I hope you enjoyed the story, because that is one of my favorite ones. But I just have two questions I want you to think about. First one is, why did the three Billy Goat Gruff brothers want to get to the other side? Why did they want to cross the bridge for the other side? Why do you think? Do you remember? I think you remember. You know what they wanted to do? They wanted to get something good to eat, because there was nothing left on the side where the rocks were. So that's why the three Billy Goat Gruff brothers wanted to cross to get to the other side. Here's another question. Where did the troll live? Do you remember where he lived? I think you do. The troll lived under the bridge. So he lived right underneath the bridge. And whenever the Billy Goat Gruffs would try to cross his bridge, he would jump up on top of his bridge so that he could approach the Billy Goats and ask them where they were going. So those are two questions, and I bet you had the answers correct. And I hope you enjoyed the story. Come back and watch it anytime you want. And I'll talk with you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.